Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Railway Empire, Great Britain and Ireland. Transport Revolution. And while I was busy doing something else, she snuck in Beatrix again and stuck in an industry in Carlisle, which is really annoying because it's an industry I've got no dairy going in there. God damn her, messing around with my cities. I can't buy it off her until I get an auctioneer pop up, and they're just not coming up at the moment. Really annoying. Right, let's increase the profits of our factories. Just looking to see, and we are getting new applicants there. I'm really annoyed at that because I was going to stick an industry in there that I could really boost the growth of Carlisle, and Carlisle's going to stall now. Oh, hello. The dock's been busy. He's suddenly sprung down into Carlisle and out towards Kelly Preserve as well. I didn't spot him doing that. And he's gone over to Newcastle too. The dock is expanding. He's like a virus. He's just spreading everywhere. What else is new? A new security guard. I'm not going to start hiring any more staff, I don't think. A bandit. Oh, it's preparing to rob a train. Okay, so that's one we already own. Inverness is growing. I'm not seeing any trains going into Inverness, though. Well, not any passenger trains, anyway. There's got to be some, surely. No, that's freight. Does he not have... Oh, it's such a mess trying to figure out this network. Does he not even have passengers running to Inverness? Now we've got a passenger train here. Hopefully that's on its way to Inverness. Nope, it's turning... I don't know what's going on. It's crazy trying to figure this out. The sooner we can get him out of business, the better. Let's see if we can actually buy, because we dropped an analyst on him. Let's see what that's done to his share price. Oh, wow, they've plummeted. They have plummeted. Let's capitalize on that and just get a huge chunk of cash. Buy them before they start rocketing back up again, which they're already doing.
You're
buy
just
50% of his company
brilliant inventions.
on top. So we only need to buy 20% more, and the dock is out of business. Then we can really streamline things up north a little bit, perhaps, if we want to. If we want to spend the time doing that. I probably won't. I'll probably just delete his stuff, liquidate his company, and take it from there. What's his share prices? That'll have taken a big jump. Oh, I don't want to sell. No. Oh, his shares have jumped up again because we purchased a big chunk of his company. It's 700 and something thousand. Another saboteur. Yes, we'll keep sabotaging the dock. And this time, I'm trying to figure out where his passenger trains are. Which stations to sabotage. I'm going to sabotage Aberdeen, I think. Oh, an auctioneer. Yes, I want to hire the auctioneer. So sabotage. Ooh, actually. Let's send a... Oh no, I just fired my bandit. Well, he wasn't doing anything, so never mind. Let's sabotage the dairy business that she has just stuck in Carlisle. Rather sneakily. She snuck that in. We'll buy it, demolish it, and replace it with something better. Just got to wait for that sabotage to kick in. See, our train is whizzing through. There we go.
You rascal!
She called us a rascal. Brilliant. Let's try and buy. Starting bid 713. Let's let time run through a bit. See if it's going down. Yes, it's going down. 684. 750 has gone back up again. 730. 708. Slow time down. 687. That'll do. We're going to have to pay over the odds to buy this business. I don't think Beatrix could even bid on it. It's just going back and forth between us and the dock at the moment. We're going to pay through the nose to get this. This is what I wanted to keep my auctioneer for, and then wasted it.
I only wanted to drive up the price.
A little bit of research. But we own that, so we can now demolish that. Make sure we're on the right one. Yeah, we'll demolish the dairy farm. And let's see what we can put up in its place. What is nearby that we could use? I suppose I could have gone with dairy and then shipped it from Cooper Breeding over there. But what I'm going to do is, we haven't built them anywhere else yet. It's a new product we haven't really tried. We're going to put a bakery in, and we're going to use the fish from here and the grain we're already getting from here, from young cattle, to make fish pies. So let's stick a factory just there. And now we need to establish a fish connection into Carlisle. Again, I wish he wasn't placed right there. It's going to make things a bit more awkward. But we can do it. So we want a small station. Can I get close enough? Ugh, not really. I don't know if I spin around. So I was hoping to loop around and then connect up just here on the approach. So we're going to have to go in on this bit here instead, which means looping into the freight line a bit lower down. It means this is going to be quite a long line and a very expensive line to build, but it's kind of the only real place I've got to build it, unless maybe I go with a larger station so I can sneak in up here perhaps. Oh, just a little bit too close. Am I too close to the coast or him? The coast. Let's try and fine tune that. There we go. Check the angle. Maybe tweak the angle ever so slightly.
Oh, so you're still not quite getting the range of numbers from 0 to 1. This business already has a station.
And let's sneak in just here, just before the... Oh, I'm going to have to reposition those signals. That's okay. We can do that. We sneak in here, like so. Jump over his line. Oh, wow, that's a big gradient. Let's take that out and see what that does to the gradients. 14%. Oof. It's brutal. 5%, 9%. 5%, 8%. Can I sneak that forward a bit more? No. Okay, so I have to push that back. There we go. 5 and 8 is the best I'm going to get. It's a very steep gradient, so we'll need a powerful locomotive to conquer that gradient without too much of an issue. Just going to run the single train on this line. It doesn't need to be a dual station, so in fact I'll get rid of that and just run it like that. There we go. Signals. We'll relocate our signals a little bit. That wants to go there. That wants to go there. Sneak these ones in just here. Take those ones out instead. There we go. Hopefully that's enough space. Let's just push those ones back a touch. Just a little bit. Just give us a little bit more space. It's a bit short. We might get away with that. I'm not sure. Let's put a supply tower in over here. I'm only going to be running one train back and forth from Taylor Sea Farm. It's going to be an Iron Duke, our most powerful. Ooh, that's the Philadelphia. No, we want to use British trains, don't we? So let's run a security guard on that train, and I could put a stoker on there for a speed boost and an improvement in freight as well. That'll do. Good stuff. So we've put up a very, very expensive bakery in Carlisle. Horrendously expensive bakery. About 1.5 million plus, actually. No, it was 1 point. We paid what, 1.2 to buy it. Around 1.1, 1.2. 300,000, a couple hundred thousand to demolish it as well. So we're talking about 1.4, 1.5 for that, and then another 360 to build it. So yeah, between 1.8 and 2 million, somewhere in that kind of ballpark, is how much it costs us to set up this bakery. That's ridiculous, but it's a good that we can control. It's going to really promote extra growth here in Carlisle, so it's worth it in the long run because it's towards the objective. Let's take a look at share prices again. Docks Company is at 700,000 per share at the moment, so they're dipping from where they were a moment ago after we invested, but they're still quite expensive. We certainly don't have enough to buy 20%, not by a long shot. We need to let some money grow. Still got nothing on this. What is this line here? It's a dead line. Okay. Run from the wood train into Nottingham. I can't believe I never actually ran a train on that. We'll stick a Jenny Lind on that one. They're going to need just wood in general as one of their goods. Got a little bit. They've got one log. So they'll get a little bit of cash coming in that way. Still not getting any planks delivered there. We're not getting enough wood in. Oh, we are. Wood's in there. It's just it's not being turned into planks quickly enough. Let's expand.
My spy informed me that you
sawmill.
need to urgently clean up your research department. Those secret construction plans are lying all over the place.
Do we want to expand the paper mill as well? No. We'll leave that as is for now. Nottingham is 127,000 people. Oh, sorry, Northampton's 127,000. That's good. How are we doing on our tasks? No other cities have reached 120 yet. No other cities have reached 60 yet. So we need to find another city that we can give a bit of boost to. I want to get rid of that furniture industry. That's stealing away from the lumber away from my distillery. So another auctioneer, that goes, the furniture industry, and we push her out of our city over here, put in something we can control. No apples, no fish, no dairy. Sure we can... Oops. There's an auction going on. We want to be involved in that one. We want this for all of our passenger trains. It's going to be a lot of trains to upgrade, but it'll be worth it.
It's probably just another one of your little mistakes.
We'll come back to that in a minute. I want to deal with Nottingham first. Just looking around to see what we can throw in there. Have I got a train running from Baker Cattle? Just got one going into Birmingham, so let's run one of those into Nottingham. Yeah, to Nottingham. We'll run a Jenny. No, we'll run a Duke. I need to check it's running on the right tracks. It's not. So from Baker Cattle, it wants to go out on that line. There we go. Save those changes. Glasgow has grown. Is Northampton getting beef? Oh, yes, Northampton is getting beef. So let's take a quick look at Glasgow. Is there space for an industry up here? Yes, there is. Okay, so we can control what goes into here. What goods are we supplying to Glasgow? Nothing at the moment. What could we supply to Glasgow? Let's see. What's nearby that we could capitalise on, maybe? It's really awkward with that rail network of the docks in place. It's really awkward for us to route off to some of these other industries. Just looking to see if I can maybe get dairy into the warehouse. I could do. So I could put a dairy farm up there. We could keep it nice and simple. There is an apple farm there. Oh, there's already cider in air. Again, I'm looking for goods that are, going to complement the surrounding cities. This track now is just such a sprawling mess. So untidy. Makes my head hurt trying to figure out where his trains go from to. Is he getting fish delivered in there? It looks as though fish are being delivered in there. So, given that it also looks as though grain is being delivered there, or he's got at least the potential to deliver grain, let's put another bakery in there. And hopefully he'll supply the goods that we need. Let's just check. No grain, plenty of fish though. So yeah, we can always try and supply the grain ourselves if necessary. But let's put... Oh, the sawmill. Could put a distillery there instead. Because there's a sawmill, which must be getting wood from somewhere. Yeah, there's a wood location there. Okay, well let's do that then. Let's put a distillery in up here. Make some scotch. So now we just need to make sure that grain is being delivered. We have... Any clear lines potentially? Yeah, there's no way for us to easily route them unless we went under there And then we'd have to join up somewhere over there. Again, there's no guarantee that he's going to send grain himself. Can I get... I might go with a really large station. Can I get enough of an angle to place this in a position that we can send... I could do that there. Small train station won't have the reach. It's going to have to be a large one just for the range. But we can do that, and then we can then send grain up. If I do it that way as well, then we can also then send that grain to Edinburgh as well. So let's do that. Let's position that there.
Oh, so you're still not quite getting the range of numbers from 0 to 1. This business already has a station.
Let's put a marker there. And we want this to connect up somewhere around here. Where are the signals? Just by the bridge. Okay, so let's try and come in somewhere around here. Like that. It's going to be a big bridge, but that's okay. Run that way. Good stuff. Need to put a diamond switch over in position. And then this, we can try and get this to connect in over here. Let's see, where's the signals again? Just there. So let's get this to sneak in just before the bridge. Like that. And now we can also ship grain if we need to. Doesn't like cutting through the hill like that. Alright, so let's try that again. Let's go with that line first. If it needs to have a tunnel, it needs to have a tunnel. I can live with that. It's not quite exactly a clean straight line, but it's better than nothing. Let's try and pull this away a bit, if we can, at a better angle. And then we can maybe control that line a bit better. No, it doesn't want to do that, does it? It's never simple. Let's try a much sharper angle. Get the station, or get the tunnel as standard. No, it's still not going to do it like that, is it? It's just being problematic now. It's going to try and put a tunnel in again. I know it is. It is then going to cause it to break. Let's see if we can do this in stages. No, it wants a tunnel there. Everywhere else is okay. It's that bit just there. So, if that's where the problem is, let's try and be clever about this if we can. Let's do that. So at least that's okay. Let's take out the line there. Oops. Now let's build this bit through here first. Like that. And now, there we go. That works. Okay. Right. Overcoming AI issues and, well, just not AI issues, but overcoming terrain issues by being a little bit creative. We're going to need to signal the junction. There we go. Okay, I need to put signals here as well. And possibly a supply tower. Yes. It's going to need a supply tower. And we'll plonk that there. It's about the halfway point. I'm also going to need a supply tower along here, I think. I've got one there. It's still a long run. Is there space? Not really with the bridge. No. Okay, let's signal this junction. And signal this bit over here. Drop our signals in there. We'll just have to rely on the supply tower over here on the approach to Glasgow. That one there. Hopefully that'll be enough. So we need a grain train to run from Miller Farm up into Glasgow. Let's check what platform we're going in. Let's go in on platform 1. I'll stick a Duke on that. Probably going to duplicate that train just to make sure. And we want that to run into Edinburgh. Oh, so much stuff going in on platform 2. We're going to need to edit some of those trains. I don't want a cement works. I wonder if that cement works near... Actually, I wonder if that's Rugby. Because Rugby is famous for its cement works. Oh, wow, look at the price of that industry there. Yeah, they can scrap that. Scrap it out for that one. It's fine. Oh, where is the cement works? Near Birmingham. I wonder if that is Rugby Cement Works. Rugby is famous for its cement works. Oh, that's it there, I think. Or is that the salt mine? Yeah, it's the salt mine. So where's this? What's cement? Ah, that's cement. Yeah, the things that look like bags of cement. Surprise, surprise. So where's Birmingham? There's Birmingham. No, that's not in the right position for... Actually, let's get the country rotated to the right angle. It's about like that. Yeah, if that was more over here, like that, then yeah, that would be Rugby Cement Works. I have no idea where that is, though. It's not Rugby. Rugby should be about here somewhere. I mean, it's not a perfectly to scale map anyway, so I suppose theoretically that could perhaps represent Rugby Cement. Who knows? What just popped up? Oh, an engineer. I've got a reporter. Let's keep hammering the dock. And where is my grain train on here? Let's clone that train. Excellent. So, with the planks being made, and a whole surplus of planks, as you can see, this industry will start producing whiskey very nicely indeed. God, Glasgow's at 94,000 people already.
As if the scribbles of a wannabe would interest me.
We're up to 5 cities now with a population of 120,000 as well. What else can we check out? Hull is really bad at the moment. The distillery isn't working. We might have to scrap that and go with something else. Or maybe just increase the number of grain trains going into Hull. It's just everything's slowing down at the moment over here. There's a lot of trains running through Robert Preserve. I suppose we could expand the station, perhaps. Maybe leave as is for now. There's some spuds and stuff going in there. They're not getting beef either, so we could look at sending a beef train over to Hull, maybe. Is there any beef nearby that's going to be easy to get to? Well, there's some beef over there. We could run beef around and then into the back of Hull that way. What's the population in Hull? Oh, it's so close, look. I'm just going to keep an eye and hope that that hits 60, and the second it does, we're going to plonk in a museum to give us that 10% fulfillment of demand boost. What other cities are close? Nottingham has stalled still. What can we do to improve Nottingham? There's a lot of things we could possibly put in there. I want to get rid of that business that she's dropped in there that's doing me no favours at all. A market crier. Yeah, let's go with some extra passengers. Nottingham is improving a touch. It's gone back up to 59%. So something else dropped in there. Oh, 60. If it gets to 61, the city will start to grow again. Some planks have been delivered. That might be it. See, she's stealing the planks from my business to feed her business. That's frustrating. There we go. So Nottingham is growing, getting towards 120. Oxford has stalled. What can we do to boost Oxford? Well, there's a lot of things missing from Oxford. Let's take a look at Oxford City. So, getting plenty of paper, but nowhere to send the paper to. London doesn't really have anywhere to send the papers, the newspapers to. I'm going to get rid of that paper business, I think, and replace that with something else. I need to think what, though. How's our bakery doing? Bakery's doing okay. It's having intermittent periods of activity. Newspapers, when do they kick in? It's hard to say because all the goods have unlocked. Let's find a city that hasn't unlocked much. Newspapers kick in at 105,000, so we're not able to send newspapers back to Oxford yet. Oxford is about, what, 20,000 people short? Oh, 24,000 people short. So we definitely need to improve Oxford. Do I have freight going back and forth between London and Oxford? One train. Let's see what it takes back with it. I'm guessing cider. I just need that to get to 90 so I can stick another business in there. And find another way to fulfill some demand. That train stopped for a second. Let's speed time up. I want to watch that whiz through. See what it takes back with it. Taking cider. Okay. So what are the goods nearby? Could we possibly send it with some dairy there? All right, let's look at routing some dairy in there. And we can possibly even send that out to London as well. So we'll put a two platform station. Gonna run this up this way. And bring that off there. Bring that down. Oh, I built that on the wrong side. Nuts. Okay, so let's take that out. It also gives me the chance to rebuild this line a little bit with that huge bridge. You know, I'll just leave the bridge there. We're not hurting for cash. We'll leave it. Put our diamond crossing in. One there, one there. And signals. Go there. And there. Put our signals on this junction. And then multi-signal the track. We're going to need a supply tower. Oh, it's kind of done that horrible mishmash thing on these bridges again. I wish signals wouldn't do that. Don't like those being positioned there. Let's take those out. They also look a bit off-spaced. Let's put some signals here. Yeah, there really isn't much space at all, is there? Where can I put my supply tower? I think we'll stick the supply tower right here. Right on the edge. We plonk it there. Get rid of those signals. There we go. So let's start feeding dairy into Oxford. Ooh, chance to put a security guard on that one. Oh, that reminds me, we need to go through, find all of our passenger trains, don't we? Wow, we've still got some of those old ones there. We'll keep those running. Kind of a throwback. Oh, it's more than I thought. Close. Where are my passenger trains? I know I've got some. Where are they? Where are all my passenger trains? That's an insane speed boost, but it's a slow train, so it's going to work out. There we go, there's a passenger train. Right, so we want to stick a dining car and a mail car on that. Got to be more. The rest of my passenger services. So much freight, it's unreal. There's one. Get those increased revenues. And it makes the trains more attractive. You can see the passenger rating goes up, which means, hopefully, more passengers as well. So a double bonus. Johnson Mine doesn't even have a train. Let's just throw a Duke on there for now. Go through the rest of the trains. We know we've got more passenger services out there. Leads to Middlesbrough. That looks like a Firefly to me. It is. There we go. And that one there as well. Here we go. Now we're finding all the passenger services. Big income bonuses for those trains now. I think that's a Firefly. Yeah, that's a passenger service. That's a freight. That's passengers. That's a Jenny Lind. So there's that. There we go. That one's been done. That one hasn't. Why did I do that one but not the other one? I must have missed a train. It's very odd, actually. Just a random train with those cars in the middle of nowhere. That's freights. I think we're back into the freights at the beginning of the run again. Is that a Firefly? Northampton to Birmingham. That's a passenger train. So we want to put cars on those. So we've still got more trains to check.
My second station in the city doesn't bother you, does it?
That's passengers as well. And that. And that. Okay, so yeah, randomly just one train in the middle of nowhere actually had cars on it that I don't know how they got there, but you know, never mind. Keep cycling through, checking the last of them. I think we've got them all done now. Yeah, that does look to be all of them again now, doesn't it? That one's been done already. Yeah, these have all been done. Okay, that's good. Let's check the staffing. What is available? We've got conductors. I could hire those. Oh, promoter. Now. Which city of ours do we want to promote? Oxford was struggling. Oh no, we've just thrown new goods into Oxford. What's the demand like? It's close, it's not enough. Let's promote Oxford. Get that up to 90. And then we can throw a business in there that we can then use to push it up to 120. What else can we spend points on? Accelerate maintenance by 25%? Maybe. There's not a lot left actually to pick up on, is there? Increase our train power. I'll accelerate maintenance. That's a lot of speed boost to maintenance, so we'll do that. Shares. Let's take a look at share prices. Can I afford the last 20% of his company yet? Oh god, no, his price. Shares are pricey. They're going down a bit. keep going down? No, they're just fluctuating in the low 800,000s by the look of it. Oxford grows. Right, let's stick a business in Oxford so we can get this up to 120,000. What business could we put in there? I think a dairy. Given we've just supplied milk going in there, I think a cheese business, a dairy farm, is the perfect business to now go into Oxford, because that will definitely be needed by London. It'll be needed by Birmingham and by Northampton. So that will be a great tradable commodity between all of those cities. So we'll stick a dairy farm in, and we're going to really expand that really quickly. All the way up. And to make sure that we're getting enough dairy, we are going to clone that train, because now we have a huge demand for dairy. So we'll get at least 2 trains running in, maybe even a third. And we'll now have a new product that we can ship between our surrounding cities. So that'll really boost our income quite significantly. And more importantly, it'll boost the fulfillment of demand here in Oxford to keep Oxford growing as that stuff starts coming in. We are going to need... I mean, look, Oxford's at 97,500. They're getting close to be able to get papers from London. And London has a massive surplus of newspapers. They're maxed out. They're not getting grain in, though, or fish. Glasgow grows again. Has Glasgow hit 120 already? It has. Wow. Woohoo, that's quick. We need 2 cities to get to 120. And we need 2 more cities to hit 60,000. So we're not far off. And putting the other competitors out of business, that's only an optional. I definitely want to put the dock out of business. I'd love to put Beatrix out, but I don't think I'm going to be able to afford to do that. Let's just buy out dock now while we can afford to. Oh wow, his shares just went up. Of course they did. Let's get an increased revenue. Down here. Okay, producing a lot of cheese. I need to make sure I've got freight connection running between... it's going to get rid of some of these older trains. With a Jenny Lind. So these older trains, they're just not reliable anymore. Or not reliable enough. Plus they're slower as well, so they're slowing down our network a little bit. Upgrade that one. Not only are they slower, but they have less tractive power as well, which means as they take on a large, heavy load, they get even slower. So replacing and upgrading these trains, definitely the right thing to do. So my fattening trains. Where are my freight trains going back and forth between London and Oxford? I've only got the one. Let's do something about that. Ah, look at that, look. We're now shipping newspapers as well. Excellent. Oh, there are 115 already, thanks to that... thanks to that promoter. That town has rocketed up in growth. So that's really close now. Really close. Birmingham's not getting the planks at all. Express line from Nottingham to Carlisle, just not going to happen. I mean, I could do it. It would be a mess. But I could do it. I'm not going to. It's not worth it for 600 grand. Really not worth it. Not worth the headache. I think we need to maybe get rid of this sawmill. But what can I put in its place? There isn't really an obvious choice. Unless I go cider. I don't know. How many wheat trains do I have going into London? Only one. We need to change that. We also need to upgrade the trains. Because they're still old. Clapped out Derwents. So let's replace those. Where's my fish train going into London? I've only got one. They've got one going into Oxford. Let's put a second one going into Oxford. And let's upgrade these trains as well. Derwent 2. Let's get rid of that. There we go. So we get more fish going into Oxford to keep their fish supply high, because that keeps running low. They actually have a supply of pigs needed. Well, that should be some pigs coming in there. It is. Let's again upgrade the pig trains. I'm going to have to keep just scrolling through all these old Derwents and replace them all now with Jenny Linds. Try and speed things up. I mean, I could even go as far as putting them all as Iron Dukes, but we'll leave them as Jenny Linds for now. And that's a pretty good place for us to end this particular episode as well. We've made quite a bit of progress. We've come very, very close to buying out the dock. Very, very close indeed. We could probably do it right now, actually. Let's try it. See if we can buy him out. What's his share price? Oh god, their shares are horrifically expensive, but we can buy him out. Oh no, wait. Oh yeah, we own 100%. Good. Shares worth 52 million in cash will be transferred to us. That's the shares he has in our company, I think. Merge. Liquidate everything. So we've got our 50 million worth of shares back, and now we'll get an extra 10 million for liquidating his tracks, etc. Right.
Your tracks have grown, and wealth has been brought into the cities. That is more than simple entrepreneurship.
How long do you think you'll be able to last as head of my company? 1 month? 2 at the most?
Wonder if I could do the same to Beatrix as well. Probably not. But yeah, that's a pretty good point for us to end this episode. We'll get this auction out of the way, and then we'll look at maybe putting her out of business as well, and just getting the last few cities that we need up and to the required levels to really finish this task off, or at least this stage of the task. Hopefully there's not going to be another stage after this as well. I can't even buy 50% of her company, so I think we'll leave Beatrix alone. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more Railway Empire, Great Britain and Ireland Transport Revolution very soon.